Hey guys, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm introducing a new series, hopefully become something regular that I do, but it's going to be me scrap lifting myself. My plan is to go back through some of my older albums, as old as they can go, not something that was done like last year, just through all of my albums, pick one, and find a page inside that I really like and that I want to scrap lift. And as you'll see with this layout the first one that I've chosen, scrap lift it in a way that's more my style of today. It's really fun to go back through old scrapbooks and see how the style has evolved, and not even just the style, but also just how the products have evolved. Because I've been scrapbooking since I was in high school, so that was in the 90s, the late 90s, and when I first really started getting more into what I do today, that was probably around 2006, when I discovered scrapbook.com and the forums and all the blogs that people were doing and showcasing their work. That's when I went, oh, like this is what you can do with this hobby. And I haven't been, like, I didn't realize that I didn't know all the things that were out there. So anyway, I'm going to show you the layout that I chose. This is from I think my very first book of me. And sorry for the page protector glare, but this is the layout that I made. And you can see, like, I don't think I had a lot of supplies. I think I was just using up leftover bits and pieces, which is great. I was stash busting even decades ago. I think this whole album is 2006 to 2010. So I'm not sure. I don't have a date here. I don't know when I specifically made this page. I think it was probably 2010. But I was like trying to use ribbon, and I had some like random flowers and like random papers, and this random tag. Like nothing went together, but I was kind of trying to create something out of what I had, because I was a very poor scrapbooker back then. So what I want to do is I really liked kind of like this either three photo or something design going on here with the angled paper strips going on here. And then I'll probably, I don't know, I'll figure out the embellishment clusters and how I want them to look based on how I scrapbook now. But this is kind of like the basic gist of the design that I'm going to be scrap lifting. So let's get into that part of the video. Okay, so here we go into the process part of this layout. So what I'm doing here is using a bunch of scraps from my scrap bin, some paper strips. Some of them were things that I had cut down from other papers. Some of them were branding strips. I really liked the pattern on them, so I saved it. I think there's some pink paisley, some Bella Boulevard. I end up using Pink Fresh Studio, Simple Stories, Kate and Ash, and yeah, just a lot of stuff. So again, kind of with the original layout, I am mixing my collections, which is something that I guess I've always done, and I really enjoy doing it when you can find stuff that goes together. But yeah, now I have like a good stash of stuff, and I'm not just trying to make things fit together based on what I have, the supplies that I have. Anyway, so that's another kind of good thing about seeing how far along that I've come in scrapbooking, that I guess I'm a little more well off than I was, so I can purchase supplies. And I've also, I've been part of design teams, so I've gotten product that way, and I've really just come very far in my scrapbooking, which is exciting to see. And as I was doing this, I was also realizing that I kind of did a similar design very recently, in the month of September, or actually it was the month of August, for my design team commitments with paper issues. And then they brought it back in September as a Scraplift Sunday. So you might have seen something like this. I didn't intend to, or I didn't have this Scraplift in mind when I was doing that layout back in August, but I guess I'm really drawn right now to like the three photo thing and paper strips because the Scraplift that I'm choosing and this layout and the layout I created in August are all had this sort of like diagonal three photo thing going on. So anyway, maybe that's just something that I'm really into right now. So that's why the original layout from 2010 caught my eye. So the photos that I have here are selfies that I took of myself in April, during the whole stay-at-home
quarantine business. The first photo, I think I had done, I don't know what I was doing. I think I might have filmed like a book video, and I thought like, I look kind of good. So I just took a selfie of myself just for fun. My hair had air dried, like it was nothing special. The second photo, I had been furloughed for most of the month of April. And then I was reinstated at the end of April. So I had to put makeup on and start doing some work at home. So that's me, like, first day back at work, makeup look. And then the third picture, I had actually trimmed my own bangs. I had to blow dry my hair that day. I think I was taking my daughter to the doctor's office for something. I think it was her annual checkup. So I blew dry my hair so that I would look good for, the doctors and nurses. I don't know. But I did end up trimming my bangs, and I just took a selfie of myself just showing like, hey, I had to cut my own hair today because I can't go to the hairdresser and get it done. So anyway, so I decided to create a page, and I'm going to call it Stay Home Selfies. And I just thought it would be fun to sort of put all of these together just to kind of see just to remember what I looked like, what my hair was doing, and yeah, and just documenting this crazy time. So let's see. I just backed that middle photo with actually what was packaging from the Pink Fresh Let's Stay Home. I think it was like the ephemera pack. I really liked the color, the light blue color, and it has a nice little pattern on it. And I thought, why not use this instead of throw it away? I'll use it and treat it as paper, pattern paper, and back my photo with it. So that's what I did. I'm also backing up the middle photo, backing it on foam squares, so that the two photos at the bottom and the top are going to be flat, and the middle photo is going to be bumped up a little bit. And probably going back, I should have just done craft foam, because using craft foam gives the bumped up photo a much flatter look when it's popped up. The foam dots obviously don't extend the whole surface of the photo, so they're not, that you might have a little bit of it that sort of like starts sinking because there's nothing propping it up. But I didn't do that. I always kind of forget that I have craft foam or fun foam, whatever you want to call it. So here I'm trying to figure out the embellishments, and the embellishments was probably the hardest part of this because I didn't really know what to use, and I was actually kind of running low on embellishments at the time that I was creating this. So I was just really looking for more general stuff, or like stay home coronavirus stuff that might fit. So you can see that's like an old basic gray transparency, and it's houses, and I thought, well, maybe I could use it since I'm staying at home and like it might work. And then I pulled some of that Kate Nash from Simple Stories. There's a little circle that says bad hair day, which, I wasn't really having a bad hair day, but it's like the journaling ends up being about my hair. So I thought, okay. I also have just like a sneaker there because I don't know why, but it was just fun and bright, and yeah. And then I'm going through the Pink Fresh Let's Stay Home collection looking for things that are in similar colors and that might work. So there's one up at the top that says, strength is what you gain from the madness you survive. And I thought that was kind of fitting. And then there's a chipboard flare that says home. I liked the little, or the die cut pieces with the buildings, because I felt like that represented, staying at home as well. So I like the placement that I have of all of these embellishments. So I did already hear them. I didn't make you watch me do that. So now I'm just using these alpha stickers to create the title, which I already told you is going to be Stay Home Selfies. I don't know if you guys did a lot of selfies or what kind of documentation you were doing during the beginning of coronavirus. If you knew, like, yeah, I should probably be taking some pictures of this so that I can put them in my scrapbook, or if you were just so like anxious and crazy and like, oh, what's going on? You just didn't have the like time or knowledge or something to get your camera out. I feel like I was purposely trying to take pictures. I have a lot of pictures of my daughter playing outside, like a lot. So I'll be doing several layouts about our adventures playing outdoors, because that was as far as we could go at the time. It's just our own yard. So something else that I like to play with a lot, that I've been doing a lot of, is playing on the diagonal. So I went in this one from the bottom left to the top right, but I still felt like I needed something. I just felt like there was too much white space. So at the bottom there, the bottom right, I did create another little cluster, and that's also where I'm going to put my journaling tag, my journaling spot. And I don't really mind that it's sort of like, it's kind of like makes a triangle actually, where you've got the two bottom pieces in the corner and then that top right. It's kind of like a right triangle. And the more that I'm looking at it, and that wasn't really intentional, I just really liked having that little cluster in the bottom because visually to me, not even thinking about it as a triangle, but visually, it just thought like, yeah, it needs something here. And then I will end up putting another cluster at the top left part of the page just because everything was so heavy down at the bottom and I just wanted a little bit up at the top, nothing too extravagant. I just kind of played with how I had the paper strips behind the photos. I did 3 smaller paper strips coming up from the side, from the left-hand side at the top. And then I added another Pink Fresh Let's Stay Home collection die cut up there too. So hopefully you will see that. I know we're kind of winding down here in this process video. How far along have you guys gotten for those of you who have been documenting the coronavirus here in the United States or internationally? I'd love to hear what your experiences have been like and how far along you are in documenting this. Part of me felt like I should have been doing it as it was happening, but all I could do was take the photos. I probably should have been doing some journaling and writing down our experiences and things that were happening day by day, but I didn't do that. So it's been kind of tricky for me to now go back and try to do it because there are stories that I want to tell and things that I want to remember, and I am afraid that I have forgotten them at this point. But I'm trying to take it slow and not just try to get all the photos scrapped willy-nilly. I want to take my time with it and really make sure that I am documenting this in an appropriate way. And like I said, not forgetting like the memories and the moments that I want to scrap. So I don't know what your situation is like, but that's kind of what I'm trying to do. And in the same way, I still have photos from like last October and November that I'm scrapping. So I'm still doing my normal chronological scrapping. But if I see like a challenge or a pattern paper collection or something that strikes my fancy, or as this, a series of 3 photos that fit with the Scraplift I wanted to do, then I will pop in and do things out of order with the coronavirus stuff. But for the most part, I do like to scrap chronologically. I know a lot of people don't do that, but a lot of people do, and I'm one of them. It just makes it a little bit easier for me as I'm putting pages into albums, or since I like never have albums, when I'm putting pages into page protectors and then placing them on my shelf. It just makes it a little bit easier to keep things in order because I do like to have my scrapbook albums in order. So yeah, that's kind of it. This is bringing it up to the end. There will be close-up videos so you can see more of the details of what I'm doing. Leave me a comment below. Again, let me know what you guys are working on scrapping right now. Give this video a thumbs up like. I hope that it was helpful and inspiring for you and that it encourages you to go back and look at some of your old layouts and scraplift yourself as well. I scraplift still a layout that wasn't my favorite, wasn't the greatest, but I'm kind of like reforming it and making it my own now. But it's also fun to go back and see layouts that you made that you really, really like and redo them and recreate them for another layout because you just love them so much. So no matter what layout of yourself you decide to scraplift, I think it's always fun to just go back and look at your stuff and scraplift yourself. So let this be your encouragement to do that. And I thank you so much for watching, you guys. I will see you next time. Happy scrapping!